I'm gonna give it 1 minute before I get started. All right, let's go ahead and get started. Uh, Today's title or today's topic is jab or job. And by now, y'all should know what the jab is. I'm seeing all these corporate companies and people that's smaller corporate companies forcing people to either get the jab or they can't come in their building, or they can't, basically they can't work there. So they went from volunteer, hey, it's up to you if you want to get it, to, hey, we have $10,000 for you in lottery winnings if you get the jab, to, hey, you either get this jab or you lose your job. That's cold, man. That's cold. So they got people picking between their livelihood or the jab. And the sad part about it, people have so much. Like I remember when I worked at worked through a temp service at this one place called Dakota. This like in 07, 08. And I never forget, they say, okay, temps, you can work up to 90 days, possibly you get hired in, right? But keep in mind, this the time coming off of George Bush and going into Barack Obama's administration. And the economy was in bad shape. So the housing was in bad shape. Jobs was in bad shape. A lot of shit was in bad shape, right? So I got to my 80th day or 89th day, and they called us all into a big meeting. Everybody though, not just temps, everybody. So they tell us, hey, the temps, well, unfortunately, blah, 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 we're going to have to let y'all go, because of this reason, that reason, and that reason. Some foreign guy, I forgot his name, but he drove the high-lows, broken English, but he said, hey, what's the other shoe? Because he can tell something, because why, if it's just the temps, why is y'all calling everybody into this meeting? It should have been only the temps. So he knew, something bigger. So they took a deep breath and was like, yeah, we're going to have to let some of y'all people who hired in Dakota, we're going to have to let some of y'all go. You should have seen people's faces, man. Now keep in mind, people driving big trucks, they got big homes, they got boats, they got cottages, they got mortgages. Some, the one guy, he just recently got divorced, and he, got alimony, going through all that type of shit. And you should have seen their face, man. They was like, what the fuck we gonna do? So I never forget the dude I told you that I'm telling you about that basically was going through the alimony situation. But keep in mind, he trying to get his kids. He got a boat, he got a truck, he got a house, he got all this shit. And then they tell him, since he's part of Dakota hired in, it's possibly that if he don't make because how they basically did it is it went by seniority. So the longer you was there, the more chance of you being able to stay. The shorter you was there, if you was there for 2 to 3 years, you probably was gonna get bumped off. But the people who was there for 8, 6, I think even 5, they were straight. But anything 5 on down, man, you was on a chopping block. That man got so silent, so quick. I told a guy, that was friends with, I said, man, we gotta watch him. If he come back, man, you already know what we need to do. Because I feel like that man was so mad, he was ready to go home, get his shit, and come back and spray something up. So I'm telling you this story is because people got such a livelihood out here, man. People got, like I said again, boats, homes, cars, multiple cars. They didn't went on vacations. Keep in mind, this coming off this, we going on a tail end of the summer. Now they enforcing this shit. So keep in mind, people didn't went on their vacations. Some people ain't even went on their vacation, but they didn't already put the money down on the vacation. You know what I mean? And they say the average person spends, or family spends, you know, on a family vacation or a vacation, like between $1,500 to $2,500. So they didn't put that money down. So, you know, that money is spent. Then they got mortgages. That money got to be, you know, budgeted in. Then they got cars, you know what I'm saying? So that's, you know, money that got to be budgeted in. And kids got certain events and certain things, you know, as far as if they play sports. You know, all that money got to be budgeted in, man. So when you think about it like, shit, do I get the jab or do I keep my job? They forcing people through their livelihood. This is how cold the government is, man. And everybody says, oh, no, it's private, it's private. Nah, the corporate America and these businesses work with governments, man. Why you think they have to hire certain minorities? Because the government gives them incentives to do. When they go to build a business in certain cities and towns and states, the government gives them money, man. They give them tax breaks, shit like that. So that whole they private and they independent from the government is a lie, because they still got to follow OSHA. They still got to follow all the federal, you know what I'm saying, discrimination laws, all that. So there's no such thing as a private company. Now they choose, they able to do their own because the government don't own them. But at the end of the day, the government and corporate America works hand in hand. So stop believing that. And like I said, they know people in their livelihoods is they're gonna choose their life. I'm seeing people on my own timeline on Facebook talking about, hey, what shot should I get? So obviously that person works for a company that's gonna enforce, hey, either you get the jab or you lose your job. That's a cold situation. How you gonna force somebody to put something in their body? Like I'm hearing people say, well, at other jobs, because they started with the hospital, or they started with the hospitals, and they forced a lot of people. They forced a lot of people, you know what I'm saying, especially here in the Detroit area, from Beaumont, Providence, basically all the big three, Henry Ford, all the big three hospitals here in Detroit, making it mandated that you have to get a vaccine. So I'm seeing people like, hey, they make you get a TB test. Yeah, but how long has that TB, not test, but TB shot, how long that TB shot been out though? They make you get a flu shot, but how long has that flu shot and how long has that company been producing that flu shot? See, that's the part that people is leaving out. All these shots that they give these kids. My son got to get a bunch of shots. These are shots that have been around forever. And you still can choose to opt out either through religious reasons or whatever odd reason. So how you going to force somebody to get a jab on something that y'all created in the lab less than 2 years, less than a year? And the companies are telling people, hey, there's no, like if you die, that's on you. You get some type of illness or sickness, that's on you. You can't sue, you can't do nothing. And on top of that, they know people don't research and people don't really look at shit. And they telling you right in your face and right in the news that some of these jabs is causing certain things, to either people to die, get paralyzed. I mean, they telling you right in the news, man. But people don't even read them headlines or even read them stories. They know this about Americans, man. So now they hitting y'all in y'all pockets. Thank God I'm not a person that's highly into a bunch of material shit. highly into trying to spend all my money. One thing, God bless my dad's soul, one thing my dad told me is, son, always save for a rainy day. So all this money the government gave out, all this money I've been, coming across, I ain't been quick to spend my money. Because I already knew something was coming down in the pipeline. So at the end of the day, a lot of people done spent up their cheese. They done went out and spent all this money when they should have been saving. Because see, now they forced to either be like, damn, I don't have no savings because I planned this family trip, or I went and bought this car, or I didn't put this down payment on this house, or I didn't bought all these material clothes and went clubbing and all that dumb shit. Now they like, damn, my job telling me if I don't get the jab, I ain't gonna be able to work there. That's deep. That's deep, man. That's deep. So I feel bad for y'all, but the smart people who saw this coming, who saved their money, who made us, pinched off of a little bit, but understood like, yo, you gotta kind of like peep what's going on. And some of us peep what was going on. They ain't give all that. They gave that money because they wanted to spark the, economy that was more of a political football for Joe Biden. You know what I'm saying? Economy recovering. People start feeling better. They opened shit back up just recently. That was another ploy to get people comfortable. So they out here spending definitely, like basically it was a twofold. One end when they gave the money and things were still locked down, you still had people still trying to do shit and spending their money. They like, oh, we need to get the other rubber band. What we gonna do, we gonna open everything back up. The CDC, government, even Joe Biden, they all on board. Hey, we all back to normal. That was the peel, the rubber band off the other knot. Because then the people who was skeptical, they even ran out there. I didn't. So now we getting towards the end of summer, going into fall, going into another election season. They're like, oh man, we gotta lock it back down. So this is how we gonna play it. And that's how they playing it right now. Either your jab or your job, man. And that's cold-blooded. That is so cold-blooded. Because they know people gonna choose their job over that jab. They don't give a damn what's in that jab now. Because they sitting there thinking about all the bills they gotta pay. All the shit they got on the flow, man. They need that job, man. And some people don't know how to create a job. Some people don't want to, deal with unemployment. So they're going to be so fearful that they're going to take whatever them people, tell them that they got to take, man. That is so cold. So I'm coming to y'all telling y'all, man, like, if you can, avoid it much as possible. Avoid it much as possible. Now, I'm not going to tell you how to spend your money and how to do. But if you get that jab, man, it's not even approved by the FDA, man. It's approved through emergency, what is it called? It's not FDA approved, it's just emergency government approved type situation because it's a pandemic. But it's not finalized and approved. These vaccines is not finalized and approved by FDA, which is the people who say, hey, this is safe to take or not safe to take. It's just more of hey, we got to get this. Hey, you got one? Hey, give it to them. If it worked, let's see. Hey, you made one? Pfizer, Johnson & Johnson, Moderna, y'all made these? Hey, give them and let's see. That's why they need people to take it, because they basically doing real life research in real life time, man. And they need us, our melanin, because our melanin is the most powerful thing on this planet. So they need us. That's why they coming to us. That's why they here in Detroit talking about, yeah, if you get the jab, you can possibly win $50 million. They doing a lottery to get you to take the jab. Oh, we'll give you $100 each time, and this, that, and the third. We'll give you a free ride, and they do everything for you, but try to fix the black community. Black community been fucked up forever, and they ain't tempted to do that. All this shit, they ain't tempted to do that. But they need us, man, because our research numbers or research whatever, how they're going to research it, they need us. Because if we can take certain things, then they know they can tweak it and do it for the white folk or the other people. So that's why they need us to get on board so bad. And that's why they started with the hospitals. Because guess who work at the hospitals the most? Guess who work at these state jobs the most? Guess who work at these federal jobs the most? Black people. The big three. The big three about to drop. The big three gonna drop the hammer. The big three, Ford, Chrysler, and GM is sitting on the sidelines and still volunteering. You volunteer. But I'm telling y'all right now, hospitals is a big employer of black people. So many black women that work in the hospitals and black people in general work in the hospitals. So that's why the hospitals are starting to mandate, hey, you got to get vaccinated, period. Federal jobs. You know, it's a lot of black people that got federal jobs. Because, you know, these are security cushion type of jobs that people love to have. That they know it's kind of like recession proof. Because, you know, the hospital, people always going to get sick. Federal jobs, you know what I'm saying? You already know the Fed's going to make sure certain jobs are in play, especially if it's around the military. So if you know, in that type of vicinity, you know your job straight. And black people, that's how we think. We need a job. We don't think about being owners and owning our own shit the most. You understand? We think about working for somebody, which is a fucked up way of thinking, but that's how we think as a whole. Now, some of us, like me, I have my own business. Other people have their own business. We think outside of that, like, nah, I'm not going to be beholden, because now you beholden to them. Now they forcing you to get something that you really don't want to get, but it's either your job or that jab, man. That's cold. So like I said, federal, state level, so many females I know that work for the state, whatever state they in, Michigan, Ohio, whatever it is, because these are cushion security jobs. These will make them feel good. Like, you know what? I know I'm always going to have a job. I'm going to get paid X amount of dollars. I'm going to have good benefits. You understand? So that's why this is, you know, how can I say it? They know black people was reserved because they saw through the lottery, through the volunteering, that black people were like, no, I'm straight. Now they're going to hit you in your pockets. See, white folk and other people are kind of like insulated in a way. You get what I'm saying? They didn't already own their home. They didn't already own their car. They already have businesses, you know, in a large number, enough to hire their own. Like, we don't even have enough people to hire our own if black people decide, like, man, I don't want to take that jab. They got enough people, you know what I'm saying, where they can, you know, these smaller businesses, you know what I mean, these smaller situations, you know, where they can go, hey, man, I don't want to, you know, take that jab. Hey, come work for me. I got a job for you. You know, I'm not going to force you to do that, Tom or Becky. You get what I'm saying? So we are on a plantation, per se. And they know that folk, especially black folk, we're going to choose that job. That's why I told you going back when I said about the sister, you know what I'm saying, that's on my timeline, that's asking, you know what I'm saying, about the jab. See, because her job probably done told her, you got X amount of weeks to get this jab or you out of here. She ain't about to get that up, man. So she gonna go take a chance on it. That's sad, because she have no other outlet. She have no other, what she gonna do to feed her family? You get what I'm saying? That's deep, man, that they making people choose, you know, between their job or the jab. That's a cold situation. And this is how they gonna get, it's like a net trying to get fish. This is how they gonna net the other portion of black people who don't want to get it. Because once the big three get on board, niggas gonna talk that shit online, social media, Facebook, Instagram. They gonna talk like, man, they gonna go get it. If you work at GM, Chrysler, Ford, and you making $25 an hour, then at $30 an hour, and you didn't acquire all this material shit, you didn't went on all these vacations, you got homes, cars, clothes, and droves, oh, you gonna take it. You gonna take it. Now, you gonna tell Facebook, you know, you gonna tell Instagram, but you gonna take it. You gonna definitely take it, because you're not about to get that up. So that's how they're gonna safety net and net the rest of the black people who basically didn't want to take that jab, man. It's not even about them, it's about us. And that's why they doing federal. That's why you have Joe Biden on TV saying, hey, I'm forcing federal mandate where you gotta get it. The hospital's forcing it. They know that's a portion of black people working federal, state, hospitals, and then, like I said, the big three. What's today? Friday. Today is Friday, July 30th. I give it to about the middle of August. About the middle of August. I give it to about the middle of August. They're going to follow suit. Oh, and when I say federal jobs too, think about it. Think how many sisters work at the post office. You know, it's a lot of black men too, but a lot of sisters work at the post office. See, these are federal jobs. That's considered a federal job. That's what I'm saying, man. They know, like, okay, black folk don't want to take it. We need that research. We need that to tweak what we need to tweak. So we need them as guinea pigs, like Tuskegee. But they're gonna use your job against you. Cold thing, man. We gotta get more prepared out here, man. Like I saw a female post on IG, like, my people are more lost than what I thought, man. Like, we don't understand. Like, yo, when you get with these federal jobs, yeah, they got good benefits and good money. But when you get with these state jobs, yeah, they got good benefits and money. You know what I'm saying? When you get with the big three, yeah, they got good benefits and money. When you get in these hospitals, yeah, they got good benefits and money. But this type of situation right here proves that you own a plantation and you got to do what them people say do, man. If them people tell you we don't give a damn what you feel, what you think, if you don't get this, you can't work here. And you got comfortable with the benefits, with the money. You ain't think to save your money. See? You ain't think. They say the average person has less than $500. This the average. So that means white folk included. They say the average person, man, has less than 5,000, or maybe even, I'm gonna give it 1,000. But I think it's 500 in their savings account, man. That's the average motherfucker. So you know black folk ain't got shit in the bank as a whole. Now, some of us who, you know, we put them things away, man. But a lot of black folk don't say nothing. Soon as they get it, they spend it. You done worked at a job for 10 years making $20 an hour and you don't have shit in the bank. Peanuts. But you ran out there and grabbed that Escalade. That's an $85,000 vehicle. So that's like a $550, close to $600 goddamn thing you got to pay every month. You got to pay that every month to keep that Escalade. You didn't went and bought a house. That's $450. That's $1,000. That's then $1,200 right there. In monthly expenses. That's not including your phone bill. That's not including, you know, water, gas, all the basic shit, man. Some people bills is probably $2,500 a month. Some higher than that. That's on the low end. Because, you know, black folk want to live in certain neighborhoods. They want to eat certain food. They don't even want to cook no more. They want to go out to eat every day. They want to go on vacations. Man, they eat all your little checkup, man. Now you fast forward to this situation, either your jab or the job, and now you don't even have no wiggle room to do nothing. You don't own a business. They ain't thinking about owning a business. Didn't invest your money. Didn't get into the stock market, you know, bonds, none of that. So what do, man? You're going to have to take that jab. It's deep. Y'all enjoy y'all Friday. I just want to come on here and touch on that. That it's cold that they making people choose their job or the jab. It's deep out here, man. Y'all be safe.